chats for people to know that we're streaming and shit.
Take it away, James. You can do it.
As I recall, we had some food, breakfast. Everybody woke up really early. And then we went into the dungeon of the Mad Mage, opened a couple doors, and decided not to talk to the vampire-looking people.
Well, we don't know what they look like necessarily.
They look like
The
pointy-teethed undead things.
Sharp-toothed, pale, fanged individuals. And then decided against going that way. And that's where we left off, right? Didn't miss anything there? About
That is the bread in the sandwich, yes. You have bookended it.
Fair enough. I give
what
you
did I miss?
3/4 of an inspiration. If you get 1/4 more, you'll complete the puzzle.
You talk about what Pud did.
Yeah, we Pud set up a blacksmith kind of area in the kitchen. Eldar ordered a bakery, and there was
That's so true.
I immediately became the barkeep's least favorite person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's going to be soot in every baked product. That's fine.
I mean, you're a fire ganassi. It's part of your diet, right?
I was going to say something like that, yeah. I was like, that's, yeah.
I mean, there was also
is that
the
what you guys?
massacre.
Is that what you guys get instead of dandruff?
Shit.
I suppose.
Congratulations. You get 1/4 of an inspiration completing the puzzle. The inspiration floats around your head in shiny, highlighted inspiration symbols.
I transport it.
Yeah, please mark it on your character sheet.
I have done so.
Good. Perfect. So, at the end of it, as James told us, you guys were debating what to do. You would close the door. And I am going to open the floor up to you guys first.
Eldar looks as though he's just realized something really important. And steps over here and looks at Muse and says, that necklace, it needs to go.
What? No.
It's literally a beacon to Fae who are chasing you, and by proximity, us. It needs to go.
Who's chasing us?
Fae creatures.
Why is that bad?
Because they want to kill Muse.
That is bad.
It's kind of bad.
Not every single one of them wants to kill me.
But the ones who do...
How do you know which ones want to kill you and which ones don't? Just by looking at them.
Usually the ones that want to kill me have some kind of weapon drawn. Or are casting spells. Regardless, I'm not getting rid of it.
So you're going to just let them find you as easy as that?
Hey, Peanut. Does Peanut appear?
Yes, actually. You take a second. Sorry, you cut out. All I heard was, hey, P.
The Peanut.
After a second, you hear, oh, I'm here.
So, out of character question, would it still be something that they can sense in the ethereal?
You don't know.
Should I roll an arcana to try and figure it out?
Eldar would
Yes.
know, but you'd have to, ask. I can tell, out of character, Eldar, I can tell you, yeah, this thing attracts Fae from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It is designed to attract things from anywhere.
Look, that's not going to be good enough. I've identified exactly what it can do. They'll find it. They'll find you and us.
Peanut, could you open up, please? She will plop it in Peanut's mouth.
It is gone in an instant, and Peanut wags their tail. Anything else?
She also offers a little section of a ration and a head pat. No, that's it. Thank you.
As I just said, that is not a solution. Peanut, could I have that, please?
Peanut looks over at Eldar. Oh. Okay. Eldar, roll me a D100, please. It's not a hard
Sure.
check. Just roll me a D100. Okay. The pendant spits out onto the floor and bounces once or twice towards Eldar. And then
He'll take it.
Peanut wags their tail. Anything else?
That's all, thanks. Throws Peanut a pastry. Gives the necklace to his familiar. Familiar flies away.
That is mine!
I'm not going to risk my life.
And I'd better be going up to my room.
Should we be doing this here? You guys are being a little loud, and there are things waiting for us in the next room.
Give me a second. Zoe, as you say that, let me finish something here.
Oh no.
I love how you guys just seem to like read my minds. And also, by the way, James, I hate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just making sure no one's passive perception was high enough. Zoe, as you say that, you hear, not just in the room. And from behind you.
Oh man. So he would jump and kind of like eek.
Muse points a finger at Eldar. This conversation is not over. And she spins around and gives a big smile to the pointy teethed individuals.
Yep. As you notice now that there are two of them sneaking up very quietly. The first one bows. If you would all care to join us in the main chamber, we have much to discuss.
Maybe. Are we okay? We wouldn't want to intrude.
You are our welcome guests, as long as you do what is asked of you.
Alright, give me strength. She's gonna mutter a little prayer to herself, and so she's just gonna start following them.
Muse, with that insight, what are you looking for?
Malicious intent. I'm guessing she doesn't get a lot.
You don't get tons, but they're certainly holding themselves in a guarded and menacing way.
Fair enough. I'm always happy to have a nice conversation.
They back up and head back towards the other room.
As they're walking, Eldar is asking, what exactly are we doing? Where are we going? What do you want?
One
And
of
when he
them.
replies, he's casting Detect Thoughts overtly.
One of them looks at you and looks at the other one, and they kind of just shrug at each other. And
He stops waiting for a reply.
gotcha. When you were asking the questions, one of them just looked back at you and smiled, showing teeth. Right.
Okay.
When you start casting the spell overtly, they kind of look at you and look at each other, and they just kind of shrug and keep walking. Which one are you casting it on?
Below 50 is the left, above 50 is the right.
So the one on the left. Surface thoughts. Keep it up, keep it up. Remember your line. Don't forget the line. And stage left.
Are we going to see a play or something?
And this would be about the time that they enter the large room. Are you still following them into it?
They can enter. He's stopped.
Gotcha. Zoe, you see
Yes.
a large room with about 14 individuals in it. This room is dimly lit. So those of you, which I think is all of you actually, can see this as if it was naturally lit. As there are a few torches held by some of these members. I would like everyone who entered the room to roll me a perception check. Eldar, don't worry, I'll respond. But order
Pud
of
has
operations.
grabbed onto Eldar's pant leg and is just sort of following him. As you come to a halt, Eldar, they kind of like walk into the back of your legs.
Okay.
Those perceptions. As Eldar, as you stop, you hear from inside, "Aren't you going to join us? We'd hate to have to come after you."
I would like a straight answer, please.
Zoe and Muse. Your perceptions, you take a look at these people in brighter light. It sounds weird to say that because it's dimly lit by most people's standards, but you guys can see it fine, right? What looked to be roll me Arcana checks, you two. Actually, Eldar, you can roll me an Arcana check as well because you saw the two that led you to this room. Okay. Perfect.
Hey, Pud will give you advantage on that roll. They can aid you.
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
They definitely do appear at first glance as vampires. Their ears are somewhat pointed. Their skin is pale, almost white. Their eyes are red, and they do have sharp, pointed teeth. However, when you get into the brighter room, Zoe and Muse, you get a look at the people in front of you, and you very quickly, with those rolls, notice that things aren't quite right. Some of their hairs look like well-placed wigs, and the ones closest to you, when they turn to smile at you, you can see that those fangs are glued on, and some of their people like the one to the left, almost behind that statue, there's like a patch of their pale skin that looks normal hued.
Oh, someone's been rubbing their makeup.
Which, you're taught not to do this, but
Look, foundation starts to itch, okay?
Eldar, you suddenly hear a loud voice, and Zoe and Muse from in the room, you can tell the voice is coming from this individual right here. We are here to rob you. You can come in and talk with us, and we can do this professionally and it will simply be 10 gold. Or we could chase you, and it would be much, much more. For we are the Tombstones. Vampires. Deathbringers.
Zoe would snort.
Is that like a band thing? Or a stage name? Like, what's the shtick? Or is it just vampires? That's the shtick.
They all start kind of looking at each other. Like, this is obviously not the response they expected. And
she gestures like with a finger over at the one behind the statue. You've been rubbing on your cheek, dear, and your wig is a little like makes a gesture at her hair. And sweetheart, really, the next time that you glue your fangs in, you should really let it set properly instead of just smushing it in. Smiles.
there's like this pause as you point these things out, and then the one that smooshed the makeup turns to the one that spoke. Uktarl, I told you this wouldn't work, and he like takes a wig off and slams it on the ground. I don't have time to properly prepare. I can't do this. And everyone starts kind of like just stunned stares at this individual right here. Oh, yeah, right there. And the one that spoke before that you heard the name Uktal just kind of puts their face in their hand and just shakes their head. Look.
Oh, don't be upset. Like, seriously, you guys look great. Just need a
You
little,
really
little
do.
work. You just need a little
Exactly.
extra.
Like if you had the time to actually give a proper preparations, like I couldn't have possibly tell. Well, you all look very frightening.
One of the bandits that you now know them as, off to the right, this one back here, says in a quiet little voice, "We don't have time. We don't have time. We have to..." And one person steps up, a woman steps up behind him. This woman is tall, with brown hair, curly hair that falls to her back. Again, in makeup, but very well done makeup. From the distance, at least, you can see. Puts a hand on their shoulder. "Yes, Uktarl, we don't have time for this." Uktarl, who is, you notice now as you look at him, a vampire with a beard that has been painted the same pasty color to try and, when actors refuse to get rid of their facial hair, so they just kind of try and cover it up. Mm-hmm. He looks back. "Listen. Whatever you think we are or aren't, we are in need, and you have what we need."
Do we?
"Yes."
And what is it do you require?
"Gold. We need gold. Isn't that what all bandits need?" And someone in the back goes, "Yeah, I think so." And
Do they have weapons? Sorry, do they have weapons on them at all?
Yes, they do, indeed. They have swords, One of them has a buckler, but most of them have rather ratty, dented swords. In fact, most of their clothing and equipment looks fairly old and used.
What is it that you need it for?
That is our business. Your business is only... We could tell them, someone says in the back. And Uktarl turns at them. No, we can't. And turns back to you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean we can't? You don't even know us. I'm a very lovely, independent woman, just like this lady next to me. I'm pretty sure we could help you.
When you say that, several of them kind of look at Uktarl, and Uktarl says, "Don't even think it. We saw what happened the last time. You remember that cleric? You remember what he did to him? No." And he'll turn back to you. "Just give us your gold and be on your way before we invite you to stay the night."
Yeah, there's like a pause as Muse kind of double takes, glances over at Zoe, looks back. Was that supposed to be like an innuendo, or like is that a threat? I'm getting some mixed signals here.
You hear very quietly from behind Eldar. Webster. Webster. What's an innuendo?
Roll me an intelligence. What would knowledge history check with advantage, please?
I would do that if my character sheet would load.
I understand.
One day the page will load.
No, it won't. It's my sheet is still blank.
Oh, good.
What's our proficiency bonus?
3.
3.
3. The problem is I don't remember if I have proficiency in that. This may or may not be +3.
May or may not be.
I don't remember if I have proficiency in history. I should.
Roll
but
one more time
remember.
because it's with advantage because you're using your magic item. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
All right. You all hear in a loud, cheerful voice that Eldar, you can tell it emanates from Pud. What are you holding exactly?
They're holding what appears to be a totally normal rock. Like just like a brown, gray rock. It's like and a rock you would pick up off the ground. It's not like smooth. It's not pretty. It's just a rock.
You guys hear in a loud, cheerful voice, "Ah, if it isn't my little friend Pud. Good to finally talk to you again. An innuendo, yes, an innuendo is an oblique illusion, specifically a veiled or evocative reflection on a character or reputation. Generally speaking, it's when someone says something that has some sort of double meaning, especially the sexy kind." Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that does it. I'll write that down. Thank you, Webster.
Anytime. Take care.
Bye.
Eldar turns around, crouches.
Muse slowly turns to look out the door, kind of leans forward like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, and asks, "What the heck was that?"
Oh, they heft the rock. It's Webster.
"Hello, Webster.
I don't think he's there anymore.
May I?" And he holds out his hand.
They look at the rock and look up at Eldar. You promise to give it back?
"Of course."
Okay, here.
Gives it to his familiar and the owl flies off.
And Pud goes for the ankles.
This becomes,
Immediate PvP, let's go.
this becomes like a tick of Eldar's. Eldar, you hold the stone in your hand It is remarkably smooth. It appears to have been made either by magic or by a master polishing craftsman.
Yeah, he'll just turn it around and examine it.
Mm-hmm.
Hand it back. You made this?
No, it was a gift.
Ah. Curious.
I am, thank you.
Yes. Likewise. I'm sure it comes in very useful.
Roll me an
Yeah.
Arcana check, Eldar, after the examination.
I can ask him questions about things I don't know. He knows everything. Well,
Hmm.
not everything, but most everything.
14.
Very useful.
You haven't done anything like cast detect magic or anything on that, but given what you've seen so far, now that you've held it, I mean, you've probably seen more than one sending stone. This isn't quite the type you're familiar with, but with all the context clues and the examination, it might be something along those lines. You'd need like an identify spell to know for sure.
Another time, perhaps.
So during this whole conversation, no one has been saying anything, except for some of the individuals murmuring to each other in the back. And
Definitions aside, Muse kind of takes half a step forward. I can tell you right now, I'm fairly proficient with resolving issues. Is this someone that's causing you problems?
I would like you guys to roll me, Zoey and Muse, roll me a persuasion check. One of you can do it, and the other one can give them aid.
I have
Which did you pick for your dump stat, Zoe? Intelligence or charisma?
I can tell you right now, I have a +8.
You should do it then.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
25.
Uktal looks at his men, looks back at you. Oh, damn it. I knew we weren't cut out for this. Look, you gotta go. You gotta get out of here before he comes.
Before who comes?
Lyson. And he walks up to you. I may be fake, but he isn't. Now get out of here. I'll say that you gave me the gold. Just go.
No.
You sure?
She, little 5'2" elf, just puts a solid hand on his arm, looks him in the eyes, and says, "Tell me what's happening. I can't help you if you don't."
She took out a bunch of bad guys with a fireball, so she could kick anyone's ass for you.
Actually, that was Eldar.
He shakes his
But
head.
I have killed a lot of people.
I'm sorry. The follow icon went. I have killed a lot of people. Wow. Oh my gosh, that was wonderfully done. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. Oh no, okay. Uktarl shakes his head. Listen, lass, you seem nice. And then you hear from the back, they're coming. And Uktal just groans. Look, I appreciate you wanting to help, but tell you what. Stay there. Come here. Hide here. See what this is, and then tell me you want to help.
All right.
And he starts motioning you all this direction. This direction.
Muse like runs over, grabs Eldar by the shirt, and starts dragging him along.
Before that, has Detect Thoughts picked up anything this time?
Yes, you have had detect thoughts the whole time.
During
Yeah,
this conversation?
yeah. Let me do a play-by-play for you, because you have had it on for, like, it's a minute, yes?
It's a minute, yeah.
Yeah, so you've had it for a minute. So it went from, remember your line, stage left, to, fuck, she knows, to, when his partner, like, threw the wig off and threw it on the ground, going, oh my god, every day, what a diva. To when there was talk about maybe we could help, to, oh no, it's gonna end up just like that other cleric. Oh no. And then mostly just kind of scared, slightly hopeful thoughts, right? Maybe they could? No. Maybe they'll just give us the money and go. And then when someone says he's coming, it's less words you get from the detect thoughts and more just sheer overwhelming terror. And by Eldar, I mean terror of the likes of which, probably like the likes of which the first time you were on a battlefield. Like excessive, paralyzing fear.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the thoughts you've gotten.
Gotcha. He would have come in at some point then and just handed over 40 gold without saying anything.
Tal just like looks at it. Hide. Hide. And he starts pushing you towards the hallway.
Would there be any way on these statues for Din to kind of like hide and get like a look-see around? Or maybe even like pretend to be a prop?
Maybe. Roll me a stealth check for Din. He should have the same stats as an alias.
Yes.
Here, I'll find it real quick.
I don't have a.
Absolutely, he could. Let me roll a stealth check. Of an owl bear.
Yes, he definitely has the stats of an owl bear.
Definitely an owl bear. Well, it won't let me click on it, so it's just stealth plus 3. Gotcha. So. Oh yeah, okay. So you got an 18. So Din flies up on top of the one of the statues. Give me a second. I actually have not described this room to you guys fully, so allow me to do so. Sorry, I was so excited to put on my performance that I forgot to actually describe the room to you all.
I can't believe you.
Give me a second. This is this room. Okay. So in this room, it is rather large. You see, lying at the base of the central statue, there are bones of what looks to be a long dead hobgoblin, and it's very easy to see because on the broken shield among the corpse, it says, "I am hobgoblin." It's very badly misspelled. And there is a white wooden staff that is broken in half. Standing on top of the stone plinths are in the middle of the room, facing east, are 3 6-foot-tall statues depicting male Waterdavian nobles, which is a town. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Whitebridgian nobles. It's going to take me some time. I'm either going to have to go redo all these notes or just bear with me because we're not in Waterdeep. The nobles clad in decorative plate armor. Carved into the base of each of the statues is a name. The only one you see from where you are is Ilindurian. The names, however, the name that you see closest to you has been crossed out with chalk, and beneath it, a new name has been added. Smelly. Din takes a perch on the crick of the shoulder, almost to where like the neck and the shoulder meet, and kind of just leans up against the neck to break up its silhouette. And it pushes everyone in there. And then what they do is they close the door and leave it just open enough for you guys to peek through. So I'm not going to I'm not going to use the dynamic lighting to shut that off. But just know that the door is mostly closed and you guys are just kind of Scooby-Dooing.
Muse will look through Din's eyes.
Got you. Except for Muse, who you guys see kind of just starts staring off into nothing.
I would like to throw up a minor illusion in the square.
Okay.
Of empty space.
Worried you're just gonna. You're just gonna full stop. I would like to throw up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're making it a minor illusion to hide in, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
And he'll try and like persuade Pud to scooch around a little bit.
Pud does so. They're like. They are like peering around your legs, and they're kind of like almost standing on your feet.
That's okay.
So, as you guys proceed to watch the people in the room start milling about as if nothing's going on, nothing's happening. Whoops, my bad. That was not supposed to go there. And in time, you start hearing footsteps. One footstep is fairly normal, and another set of footsteps that's very heavy and kind of slaps. And I don't mean like the music's great. I mean like you hear it slapping on the ground as if they're barefoot.
Like they're wearing swim fins.
Yes. And you hear from where you are in the room, because you can't see yet, Lord Lyson, what do we owe the pleasure? And you hear, it is time. Have you procured any collections? We have, actually. If you would just talk to, and you hear like a shh, and you hear Urktal's voice. Yes, Lord Lyson, I have a collection. And you hear the sounds of walking again, boots on stone, and the slapping of what sounds like bare feet. And into view steps, from where you can see, a very disturbing sight. Two people walk side by side. The first person looks enormous. They're almost 9 feet tall. They're not like a large creature, but they're definitely one of the biggest people you've ever seen. However, something strange about them. Their arm on their left side is not quite as big as the arm on their right. The right side arm is more developed and a little longer. Their feet are huge, while their thighs are kind of short. And you see, not only does it look like there's seams that run up their body and their skin, but seeping from each of these seams is a black, oily substance. And the man next to him, as terrifying as that might be, is dressed in what once used to be, must have been, rich-looking clothing. But time and some sort of fire, perhaps? But something damaged them and blackened them to almost a char, so that a side of the body, the right side, from the shoulder to the waist, the outfit almost looks as if it's charred onto the skin. And the arm itself is held at an odd position. The face of the individual is that of those around you, but it's very clear from the get-go that this is not a costume. Smooth white skin, red eyes that are bloodshot, teeth that are longer and sharper than anyone else's in the room, and, oddly enough, a black sort of ichor runs from the eyes down their cheeks, almost as if they were crying, except that they don't give the appearance of crying. And it continues to flow, causing several smaller rivers to run down their face. You know how sometimes tears can divide into different channels?
Mhm.
And drips off his chin. As they walk, everyone gives them a wide berth. And the one known as Lord Lyson walks up to Uktal. Well, I'm waiting. Uktal bows his head and offers the 40 gold that you gave him, Eldar. And Lyson looks at the person next to him. I'd like everyone to roll me an Arcana check, please.
Guys.
Whoa!
Jesus. Yeah, let's go.
Muse and Pud, this is probably not something you've ever seen before, but can only describe one thing. This is a flesh golem. This creature was created out of the body parts of other people. And Pud, you know, from your research, your time of the gnomes seem to be very afraid of golems in general, especially flesh golems. They tend to be crafted magically. They are not intelligent creatures, but they are fiercely loyal to whomever they serve. And while they are rather stupid, they are also very powerful. Lyson looks to the flesh golem, and the flesh golem takes the gold and swallows it. In like one big hand cupped of 40 gold, opens its mouth larger than it should, its jaw unhinging with a sick pop, and just shoves all the gold into its face and swallows. Lyson then looks around. Where are they? I don't know what you mean, my lord. I have the money. Where are the ones that you took the money from, Uktal? Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. They escaped. They escaped? My lord, we're not fighters. We're actors. And that's all he gets out of his mouth before, in a blink of an eye, Uktal is on the ground. It takes you all a second to realize that he must have been struck, that his face is bleeding from his nose and his lip, and he has actually been skidded 10 feet across the floor, but you didn't actually see anything but a blur of motion. You are pathetic. I need to feed. I'm sorry, Lord Lyson. Fail me one more time, Uktal, and I will throw you down into the pit with that monster. Yes, my lord, I'm sorry. I'll be back tomorrow. And Lyson and the flesh golem start making their way back out of the room, the people parting before them. After they leave, there is nothing but silence. Uktal picks himself up from the ground and wipes his nose. What do you guys do?
If Zoe knows that they have left, Zoe would come out.
Muse follows after, calls Din back to her.
Din flies back to your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, you hear, that man wasn't right.
No, he wasn't.
Did you see his face?
I saw what you saw.
Muse, that's the mark of the Shadowfell.
Okay. That. She puts a hand on his head, kind of leans hers against him, and just takes a breath. Comes over here. Are you all right?
Fine. I'm alive. And really, I don't have much pride left to take. And you hear, that's not true. You. And the people shush him.
Could Zoe do a medicine check on him?
Of course. He's got a busted lip and a broken nose.
Alright, Zoe would kind of like rip a piece of cloth off of whatever she can find and kind of start trying to clean him up.
So that was Lyson. I'm sorry we deceived you, but he found us. My group and I here, we're traveling musicians, actors. One day we were traveling to Whitebridge and we picked up a straggler, we thought. Turned out he was much, much more than that. He brought us down here, and we are to find tribute for him.
How many people are in his gang?
14 brave souls. It was 25. And everyone kind of just looks down at the ground. Listen, lass. I appreciate your offer for help, but you saw that thing. Leave now while you can.
Oh, I'm planning to get to the bottom of Undermountain. So if that's something that's going to scare me off, then I'm not going to get very far now, am I? And she starts counting out gold from her purse. I believe it's 50 per person to go back up.
When he shakes his head, we're not going back up.
And why not?
He kind of shuffles his feet. And then you hear the woman from before, because we're wanted up there. You don't think Lyson started once we got down here, do you? We have done things we're not proud of. But if we go up there, we will be... what's the charming word for it? Lighter above our necks. And there's a murmur of agreements. Listen, you seem like the good sort, but you don't understand, Ughtarl said. You're not the first to offer your aid. A cleric and his band of friends came in here not too long ago. They said they were going to stand up to Lyson. Do you know what happened? The cleric's friends turned against him, beat him to death. And then the cleric got up, stood up again, rage in its voice, black, whatever it is, dripping from his eyes, and Lyson threw him down a pit. You don't understand what you're dealing with.
Certainly something to do with the Shadowfell.
The what?
It's kind of like an opposite of the. No, you aren't going to know what that is either. I've been there. It's very. There are some very lovely spots, but for the most part, it's actually rather unpleasant. Either way, no, we can probably figure out how to get rid of him.
He looks at you. You're either mad or confident, and I can't tell which. Listen,
She just gives a broad smile at that.
we're not but actors. We're not fighters, we're not warriors, and we can't go back up. We'll be slaughtered. If you are truly asking to help, I'm not going to stop you, but I've told you what's happened, what you're facing, what you risk. And I don't have any money to give you.
She glances back at Zoe and Eldar and Pud and then looks over at Uktaro. Well, once all of this is over, perhaps you can put on a show.
Listen, lass, if you're dead set on this, if you honestly think you can do something, Lyson's coffin, I guess you would call it, is up above us. I've only been there once, but it's down a hallway with tons of statues, past a large room where he keeps his pets.
More of that, and she nods her head back towards the door. The flesh golem?
No, those are just his guards, I guess. No. Creatures of terror. They have the face of a man, but they're not. They look more like a lion with sharp barbs, I guess. They slaughtered one of my people, ate them.
She considers it for a moment, then turns fully back towards the rest of the group. Well, I understand we haven't been on much of an adventure as of yet, but I can tell you right now, something like that needs to be taken care of and taken care of rather quickly.
I agree. There's a lot of things that we have to do down here, and I think this will be a good first step.
What do you two think?
Could I do an Arcana or knowledge about vampires?
Yeah, by all means.
You wanna? Okay, all right.
I could. Yeah, I mean, by
Yeah,
all
yeah.
means. Why? Why? Will
Pud.
you stop?
you
Pud's like standing on your feet, and they're getting a little heavy.
Yeah. Like every time Ella tries to think, Pud just like starts humming "It's a Small World" or something.
They're just lightly bouncing.
Well, Eldar, you know quite a lot about vampires.
Mm.
They are a form of undead. They are extremely powerful. vampires tend to have the ability to manipulate others through powerful innate magic to charm and influence. They are deathly afraid and hurt by sunlight and also running water. The best ways to kill a full vampire is to take them down, run a stake through their heart, and even if you do that, or cut off their head, even if you do that, their essence will retreat to their coffin, where they will heal and regenerate. So in order to fully and truly kill a vampire, you have to kill them once and then find their coffin and kill them again. Things to note, because you rolled really well. You've never seen a vampire that had black ichor leaking from its eyes, and B,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could I also, because I heard and saw about Shadowfell, and he has vested interest in the goddess who presides over that area.
Mm-hmm.
Could he do an Arcana check if he knows much about that?
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say history, but this isn't Ardenfell we're talking about. So Arcana, yes, do Arcana again.
Cool.
I help.
Okay, and I'm gonna
I
use
don't
my
help.
my inspiration.
Oh yes, your inspiration. Gotcha.
So fine, fine. You know what?
Mhm.
No, fuck that. It's a 17 plus 7.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Okay, what is that?
I-
That would be a 24.
24.
Yes.
24.
Amazing. So an advantage and a portent.
Sir.
I refuse.
Okay. Well, Eldar, this actually is a little, I wouldn't say in your wheelhouse, but definitely something that you would have learned of in your time, given your history. If the Feywild is the crazy, bright, and beautiful part of Fey, not to say it's good per se, right? The
Mhm.
Shadowfell is the dark, creepy, and scary counterpart to it. It is
Mhm.
a different plane of existence where almost everything that exists there is the stuff of nightmares. It is something you have never seen, you have only heard about, and mostly you heard about it. Actually, let me drag you down to Secrets real quick.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Give me a second.
It's fine. Just ignore the girl who just said that she went there.
Hi.
Hello.
You've never seen anything from the Shadowfell, but in your time in the Feywild, the Fey that you spoke to, because I imagine Eldar had lots of contact with, not everything there was trying to kill him, right? You heard about them, and given the description of what you saw, and given what Muse said, I mean, it seems to line up. This would be the first creature you've seen that's either from the Shadowfell or affected by it. But yeah, everything adds up. You've never heard of vampires coming from Shadowfell, though. That's new.
He would probably so what I was alluding to is that because he's a devout follower of Mystra, he'd know of Shah, who's like her main enemy, and she created the Shadowfell.
Yes, absolutely correct. So, okay, so then, yeah, you would know about a bit of it from your religion, and then you would have heard about the creatures from it from people you met in the Fae. Because they're not fans of each other.
No.
Nah. All right, I'm going to take you back up.
I have not.
Totally drops dead.
Hello again.
I'm
We
sorry,
weren't
what?
done talking.
One more thing to note, Eldar.
Yep.
With that 25 check. You do know that vampires have the ability to regenerate. So the fact that this creature had a somewhat crippled right side of their body means either A, it just happened, unlikely, or B, this thing has a wound that even it can't heal from. Also, I'm going to drag you tokens out over here. I assume you guys aren't still in the hallway.
Yeah.
You guys are just like 30 feet away. So,
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, like, so considering Muse has been to the Shadowfell, could she roll either a history or an arcana, like would she would remember something like that?
roll me a history because your knowledge is from past experience as opposed to say Eldar's, which would be from, knowledge of the arcane.
Would this be at advantage?
No, because if you hadn't even been there, you wouldn't even be able to roll, if that makes sense.
And
You
24.
didn't need it. What are you seeking exactly? What knowledge?
The how the Shadowfell would have affected a creature like that, because it warps and changes things just like the Feywild,
Correct.
just in very different ways.
Correct. So this creature does not strike you as a creature from the Shadowfell. Which would tell you that this is probably a creature that has been affected by something from the Shadowfell. And in order for for the creature to be here on this plane and still affected by something from the Shadowfell, and B, same thing to let me see here. Roll me an Arcana check as well, just to see what you know about vampires. Okay, everything I told Eldar, you have an idea of as well, right? So, A, in order for this thing to affect it still on this plane, and B, in order for this thing to have a wound that's not healing, if that is what's happening, this is probably a creature that has been touched by a very powerful entity from Shadowfell. And what you're seeing is the residual touch. This creature has been touched by something that is the stuff of nightmares, and what you are seeing is nightmares leak through them.
Yeah, so she's just kind of like thinking to herself, like hand to chin, and then she just goes, oh, that's unfortunate. No,
Well, it's going to take a lot of preparation and planning.
certainly. Especially if it's still being affected by the Shadowfell here, as much as it is.
I should also point out to both of you, you would know that vampires tend to sleep during the day, whether they are above ground or not, right? It's their circadian rhythm, baby. But to them, it's almost a supernatural circadian rhythm. Vampires,
He's probably just gone to bed.
yeah. Because it's still very early in the morning, so this is probably, from what you know, this is probably like his stop
Bedtime
by
routine.
before. He's
Bedtime.
very studious with his. He brushed his teeth. He had a glass of warm milk. He beat the crap out of Uktal and took their gold.
Yeah.
Now it's time to put on
Every
slippers and go
vampire
bed.
should. Yeah, okay.
So he should
So-
be asleep at this point.
We need to go back up.
We just got here.
Well, unless you have stakes, holy water, any kind of magical items that can provide sunlight.
Or a lot of running water. Yes? No? Anyone?
Nope, I
Alright.
was not preparing for vampires.
Yeah, I don't have much that would help.
I mean, you're You're a cleric. You are the help.
I know, I just don't have any wooden stakes.
Ah, steaks. Well, speaking of steaks, it's about brunch time anyway.
We just ate.
Sorry. Never mind me, I'm not here.
Did we? It seems like it was a while ago now. We need to go up anyway and prepare, or we can spend the day searching the rest of this place, then go up, prepare during the night, and come back during the day.
Well, maybe there are some things down here that would help us.
Uktal, by the way, is just like looking back and forth. He's still like from his face, you can tell he's still trying to grapple with the very fact that you guys are talking so casually about, we just gotta prep and do some stuff, and then we'll just come back and kill this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pud leans around Eldar's leg to look at Uktaro. Hey.
He stares down at you. Yes?
Are there any dragons down here?
Roll me a D100, Pud, and choose high or low.
I pick high.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
He slowly nods his head. I heard tale that deep below there is it's probably just rumor. Never mind. It's probably not even true.
Pud raises their hand.
But yes?
It's not a rumor. I need to know about it.
Okay. I heard there was a family of red dragons that lived deep below in this is why I don't think it's true. In a level of rainbows.
Oh, okay.
What are you saying, that dragons can't like rainbows?
No, I'm just what does that even mean?
What does that mean?
He
I mean,
shrugs
it
at
could-
Eldar.
It could be a crystalline cave that just casts rainbows everywhere. You don't know. This is Undermountain.
How far down is that?
He shrugs. I'm sorry, I don't know far down.
Maybe we'll see Otto before then. I can ask him.
He
Who's Otto?
Oh, he's a friend of mine.
Oh.
He lives here. Well, not here. Down further, I think. There's not a castle in here, is there? They look over at Uktaro. On this level.
No, we've only explored a little. All that we know that's on this level is bugbears and goblins and a few nasty gricks and, well, what's left of that cleric. But we haven't really. We're not the exploring type, you understand.
Pud shrugs.
All right.
Well, he's gone down for the day, so we have a bit of time, and so do all of you. And she takes 50 gold, puts it in his hand, and says, just in case you need another tithe.
He stares at it. Oh. Thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, Pud, you
Yes.
have been given advantage by Ozark to be used sometime in the next session or two.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you.
With all the ones coming out, we are gonna need it.
Yeah. And he looks at you and looks at the others and he goes, listen, if you're dead set on this, there's a favor I'd like to ask. I don't know if you've wondered or not, but he disappears during the day. There's a reason we don't just leave.
Because you're wanted.
No. What? No. I mean, we would have left long before that ever happened. He has our... He took our mascot.
Sorry, your mascot?
Yes, he nods. We're a traveling band of actors, and we were known as... And he kind of pauses. Listen, this is going to sound silly, but we were known as the Owlbear Traveling Troupe, and we had a mascot. It's just a little thing that we found, an owlbear, a young one, and we raised it, and we all are very fond of it, and well, if we leave, he'll kill it. We know he will. And everyone's kind of just like,
Shadowfell.
Go ahead.
No, so she just kind of like raises a hand, like starts counting off on her fingers. So, kill the Shadowfell vampire. Possibly assist with getting you no longer in the realm of executable above ground. Get the owlbear. Was that all?
His name's Sammy. He'll answer to that.
At me. Good to know. All right. Well, anything else you might need while we're up top?
What?
I mean, I doubt you all have many great supplies aside from like rations and things.
He looks around and lowers his voice. We are out of almost everything. We're starving down here. I wish I had money to lend you, but if you could get us supplies, we would owe you.
Puts a hand over his mouth. Sweetness, at this point you're going to owe me everything. It's fine, really. We'll figure something out. And
nods.
she looks over at everyone. Well, back up to the top, I guess.
Well, we don't have anything nice to bring Baboom. We said we would bring him stuff.
And we will. However, if we're going to be going after a vampire, we should at least get some holy water. Looks over at Zoe. Here makes a vague, like, hand gesture, like your temple church congregation. They have that, right?
Of course.
Wonderful. Well, I suppose that will be one of our stops. You, all of you, take care. Be back as quick as we can. All right?
Muse,
Mm-hmm.
as you say that, you hear a flapping behind you, and close to your head, like to the right, flaps by a tiny owl carrying what looks to be a few packages wrapped up in some form of cloth with string. And the owl flaps over and hovers almost in front of Eldar. I guess not. I guess owls aren't hummingbirds. Like drops the package in Eldar's hand and then lands back on his shoulder.
Ah, fantastic.
He works incredibly quickly.
This was unrelated. But I suppose
It is for a good cause.
he hesitates for a moment, then
I'll
hands
pay
over
for the next batch.
All right, it's a deal. Hands over the boxes to the to Oktar.
Uktal, gotcha.
Yeah.
Uktal just kind of unwraps it, and inside you see what looks like twisted, sugary donuts.
Yum yums.
There's not a lot of variety here because, he just started baking them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 5 pounds of them.
Woof.
And they're fresh.
Yes. I think it took, however long it takes to fly up the well and do whatever he did and then get the things and come back. Yeah. They're probably not more than 30 minutes old.
Yeah.
First delivery done.
Utal actually like dabs at his eye. I'm not saying that I'm crying. Just be careful.
Pats him on the shoulder. Enjoy.
Muse patting him out on the back at the same time. Take care. We'll be back as soon as possible.
Haria, who I should really find a different token for, because Haria is not
You really
bearded pirate.
should.
Listen, I have what the module gave me.
You sure do.
Haria just nods and goes, "It's not common you find kindness down here. You help us and we'll find some way to help you. I don't know how, but we'll figure some way. I promise." And Uktarl nods to you and goes, "Listen, if it helps, we have time. Lyson's not gonna just kill us in a day. I'd rather you be ready, and instead of trying to rush to save us, we'll last." And then he stands up a little bit taller, trying to get some of his pride back. "We'll last."
He looks to the others.
Well, as much as you might, he's still a threat to us while we're down here.
He nods. "Yes, he is." So, what are you guys doing?
I suppose we're going back up.
Going back up?
Are we sure we don't want to look around to see if there's anything to take up to Baboon?
We have to bring him something nice. We said we would.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a brief look around, see if we can't spot anything that we can pull up out of the woodworks, and head up before, say, noon-ish.
All right. So, you can go north towards the vampire lair, if you want to call it that, or you can go back into the hallway and go west, or you can go back to the original room and go south, or you can stand there and like make camp. I mean, there's like lots of things you can do, but those are the three directions that you could go exploring.
Can I do a backflip?
Yeah.
Roll me a dexterity
You know,
acrobatics check.
I was thinking really hard about spending a spell slot back there. I'm bushed at
Yeah.
this point. I need a nap.
I mean,
Thank you for your
Eldar
contribution, Warlock.
Eldar used a cantrip and a level 1. He's gotta be wiped.
It was a level
Yeah.
2. So
Oh,
I'm
my
done.
bad. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I don't know if we can. Yeah, no. We can.
Do you guys want to go north, south, or west?
Want to flip a coin?
Eldar will flip a coin.
There's 3. How is flipping a coin gonna?
It's a 3-sided coin.
Well, I guess. Do you guys want to go north towards the vampire or not right now?
So 1 is south, 2 is... What were the options?
North, south, and west.
South or west?
It's south.
So that would be back through the secret door and south.
Yeah, the coin lands on its side and just stands there. Like,
I mean,
alright, south it is.
I think he has the sleight of hand to do that.
Probably, I wouldn't be fucking
Yeah,
surprised.
I would not be surprised.
Nope.
Just don't roll a
Yeah.
1.
That's hard not to do in this
Dude.
campaign for me, apparently.
You are... Honey, I don't know what to tell you.
That's... A
I've seen
3.
the chart. I can't.
Okay. Yeah, that's
All
8
right.
1s this campaign, and we're only 3 sessions in, so going strong.
Going strong.
Yeah.
You're getting them all out of the way. By the time you're level 20, it'll be nothing but crits.
Failures.
Yes,
A
I know.
1 is still a crit.
I left that purposefully vague.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
All right.
okay.
If you
Anyways,
guys
so
want, go ahead
heading
and
south.
move your tokens back south to the original room.
Leaving behind the sound of pastries being absolutely fucking devoured.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You make your way back through the room with the not fresh blood, but not old blood either.
You know what? Muse
ooh.
is going to.
Eldar, what's your
Yes.
passive investigation? I keep asking because I keep forgetting.
23.
23. Gotcha.
Put your passive on your thing.
It is.
It is. I just don't read.
No.
I'd like everyone to roll me a perception check as you go through this room. Oh my god, the ones continue.
Bruh. Hang on, I closed my
Oh,
my
you said every-
sheet like a fool.
Oh, I get to use advantage, right?
Perceive.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Puddle and Muse. As you walk back through this room, you notice with an eye glance, now having seen everything you've seen, some of the bits that you thought were just dark blood, congealed blood, look much more like the ichor that was flowing down Lyson's face.
Oh fuck.
It's not growing or anything, it's not flowing, it's kind of sitting there drying, I guess. But it's clearly mixed in with the blood. Little bits.
So Pud points. That guy we saw sneezed over there on the wall.
He did a lot
really
more than
gross.
sneeze. Muse is going to. Yeah, no, she's gonna pocket one of the fingers. Why not?
Okay. You
Reaches
pocket the
down.
finger.
Yep. One of the detached fingers just kind of puts it in her bag.
Was she trying to be sneaky at all?
Nope.
Well,
How
my
weird would that
perception
be?
was 5 anyway.
How weird would that be? She's just like stealthily, I'm going to put this finger in my bag. Shoplifting. All right. And you guys can continue south.
The one finger discount.
Oof.
I don't even want the whole hand. Why should I pay for it?
Continue south. And this is a good time to explain how traveling through the dungeon will work. Lucky for you guys, you have a character who is excessively good at noticing things, especially with the passive investigation and passive perception. So, Eldar, as long as you are in the lead, yes, I will not be making you roll investigation or passive perceptions to find traps unless if you come across something that will not match yours. Like, if I'm asking you to roll for something, there's something unusual going on. Does that make sense? I'm not going to make your group roll every 30 feet or anything like that. We'll never finish the campaign.
Yep.
Yeah, he will stay in the front.
So what I typically like to do, and this is for whoever's in front and all of you moving together, if you can, when you're exploring, just move bit by bit over and over, and then when I ask you to stop, just stop. That's the fastest way to get through.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. And as we're moving along, Muse is going to be looking for any signs of Raya.
Understood.
We should probably have a marching order. Well, no, we have a marching order. It's Eldar, Pud, Zoe, and Muse.
But
Unless Zoe wants to be in back.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll be the third one.
I imagine Pud is excessively close behind.
Yeah, they've like grabbed a handful of the fabric of your pants and are walking right next to you.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys round the corner there, you enter a room that is rather odd. You see a 20-foot wide hall and stairs that descend 10 feet to the room lined with pillars. Give me a second here. In this room, every 10 feet, there's on the wall a 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, and 3-inch deep door-shaped recess containing a bas-relief carving of a demon. I'll say, like, I'm not even going to make you guys roll to tell that these are of demons. I will have you all roll Arcana to see if you know what kinds. And in addition, Eldar, since you were in front and Pud, you were behind, I'd like you two to roll me stealth checks. Not, I assume, I should assume we should say this as well. When you guys are traveling through the dungeon, you are taking steps to not be super loud, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine this is just a state of being, so that
That is default.
Right. Because it saves us the whole, well, I don't know, were you trying to sneak? Just, right? 15. No, not Muse. You don't need to. Only Pud and Eldar.
Well, fine. I'll take back my stealth.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh.
What is with those one?
Holy shit, y'all!
Double ones.
Wow. Eldar,
Yeah.
Jesus
as
Christ.
you quietly sneak around the room, Pud, like you stop. Here's what happens: you stop because you see the bas reliefs, and you see down the hall what look to be like bugbears. And as you suddenly stop, Pud just unfortunately crashes into you. The bugbears look up, and looks like once they see you, they start to run. Do
Towards
you
or
guys
away?
Like towards
away? No, run away. They're running away.
Eldar's not gonna
I
take.
mean, all they saw were two people on the floor, so.
Oh, you know what? How far are they? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45?
Actually,
right?
10, 20, 30. Oh, yeah, hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Actually, I can just do this. What? No, not turn order. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the ruler.
Oh, does it work? I don't think it's to scale.
You just have to double it. Oh wait, not double it. I mean, yeah, double it. So they are about 80 feet away. Oh,
Okay.
you technically shouldn't be able to see them.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
Oh, I need to reduce your dark vision because the map is reduced. We'll say that you see their motions, but they're too far to really tell much about them, if that makes sense. You've already seen them. I'm not going to
Odds
just
them.
change that. But it's
I
hard
don't
to
mind.
see.
We could hear something running away.
Yeah, you hear something running away. That's perfect. Everyone, I don't know how to D&D. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. It's not like I've been DMing for years or anything. Let me
Totally unprepared.
let me adjust your dark vision because this is true. The map is 10-foot tiles, so you technically, as far as we're concerned, have dark vision of 30 feet, which will equal 60. Except for Pud, who has dark vision of 60.
120.
Well, 60 now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Why does... What? Why does your token not have vision, Muse?
Because I've been looking through Din's eyes this whole time.
That's not how that's supposed to work at all.
Nope.
Alright, let me save that setting, and let me get Din. Alright, much, much better. So you hear noises as they pitter-patter away. And by pitter-patter, I mean donk, 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 donk. Oh, wait, what? Where are these guys? Ah. So, you guys are in around this room. Would you like to roll? Oh, you guys did Arcana.
Oh.
Pud and Eldar, if you could roll me Arcana checks as well.
Should we keep the tradition of me making your second roll worse?
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Let's do that.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh, hey!
I tripped you and then I bonked some knowledge right into your head.
How dare you break tradition?
Right? Cannot believe I got dual fucking ones.
Incredible.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Truly impressive.
Eldar, with Pud's help, you quickly determine from east to west on the top area. I'll just do top north south north south north south from east to west. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the first pillar is of a Balor demon. The southern pillar is of a Bulgara. The third is a Chesme. The fourth, a Dretch. The fifth, a Glabrezu. Glabrezu. Sixth is a Goristro. And the seventh is a Hezro. The eighth is a Marlith. Ninth is a Nelfishni. Wow. Nalfishni. Then a Quasit, a Shadow Demon, a Vork, and a Yakul. You guys are able to identify all of them.
I like to think that Pud and Eldar know the same song, like there's a song for remembering demon names, and they're like filling in each other's gaps.
It's like the
It's like singing all the singing that song. It's all the states.
all
Yeah.
the states in alphabetical order, exactly.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
I don't have detect magic, so I'm not sure if these are decorative or
Oh,
dangerous.
Hang on. Hold up.
I do. I could even cast it as a ritual.
I can cast it without components.
I was wondering
Or
if you
a
were.
spell slot.
I was wondering if you were ever going to use your at-will ability.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering too.
Sorry, I've been a little bit distracted. Yeah, detect magic. What do her elf eyes see?
Her elf eyes see that there is no magic in this room that you can see in any way. Because you can't see the whole room from here.
Okay. Nothing magical yet. Some
One last,
weird-looking demons, though.
indeed. One last precaution, and he'll let his familiar fly all the way through the hall.
Yeah.
The owl flies all the way through the hall. And then returns
Like
to
to the
you.
end of the statues,
Yeah,
and then comes
Returns
back.
to you. Nothing happens.
All right, we'll proceed.
As you push forward, you do see on the floor the skeleton of a kenku. One of its thin arms pointing towards a bas relief of a Nelfishni demon on the south wall.
Investigate that one.
You look at the claw and where it's pointing, and you determine that there is a secret door right here in the same vein of all the others that you've come across so far.
Ah, thank you,
Actually, right there.
Kenku. And he'll make the Kenku point at a different one.
Oh my god. Roll me a sleight of hand check real quick. Okay, you're able to do it without the bones just falling apart. You're able to make it look as though it's pointing to another statue.
Excellent. Hopefully that will confuse somebody. So through the secret passage or stairs? Or coin?
I say secret passage.
All right.
Something, something, secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret
Tunnel.
tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Using your familiar, you open the door, and you find another passageway. However, this secret door reveals. Hang on a second. The secret door opens to reveal an empty 10-foot square cubicle with a 5-foot wide tunnel of rough-hewn stone leading away from it. As you look down, Eldar, you can see the tunnel descends slightly.
Okay.
That's right, you don't have your orb of slope detection this time, so...
I don't.
No.
I don't have
You
any orbs of slope detection.
Do you want Pud to make you one? They can
Ah,
make you one.
Pod already has
I
one.
have
They call it
fireflies.
Webster.
Hey, Webster special.
You can't just throw him into a room, okay?
You can continue forward. And remember, Muse, you'll have to keep up because you're the camera. The tunnel descends slightly until it reaches a room that smells like a sewer. The floor of this room is covered with foul sewer water, barely reaching the east wall, but still, like, Eldar, you can tell it's like about ankle high where you're standing.
mm-hmm. Fine.
To
Pud Pud does not deign to get their feet wet.
Eldar just wades in without any hesitation.
To the west, you see a wide alcove in the north wall that contains a life-size statue of a Sahuagin submerged up to its chest in sewer water. Excuse me, in sewer water. The statue
Fucking
emutes.
what?
I'm terrible with names, so bear with me.
Sahuagin.
Sahuagin, thank you.
Okay.
I know what they are. I don't know how to say them.
Sahuagin.
The statue emits a dim purple radiance, and its head is completely turned around, and one of the arms is broken off. Like you don't see the arm; it's just a broken stub.
Detect magic.
Okay. Give me a second here. You detect a faint aura of illusion magic around the statue. Though it's fairly clear from you to detect magic, what you're sensing is that purple aura.
Okay. Okay, so it's just lightly illuminated with magic.
Correct.
Huh. Well, certainly an interesting statue. You what exactly are you planning on doing in here? Like glances between Zoe and Eldar.
You shouldn't go in that water. You could get dysentery.
As long as I don't have any open wounds or drink it or anything like that, or like submerge my head fully under it with no precautions, I should be fine.
Well, you're also traveling with other people, and your feet are going to smell very bad, and some of us are closer to your feet than others.
That's a fair point, and I will take that into consideration. Alexa, I'm not talking to you.
Alexa,
Alexa,
shut the fuck up.
stop.
Alexa's like part of this party, guys. You can't keep ignoring her.
The next thing that he would like to do is investigate the room.
Okay. We might want to save that for next week, as we are running into our time. And investigating this room might take more than a few minutes. Or it might
Mhm.
not. I don't want to say.
Rocks might fall and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Well, with how our rolls have been,
Ah,
we'll
but
probably
there'll be
get through it pretty
rocks.
fast.
There'll be rocks that are tainted by Shadowfell, so it's creepy and new.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Just make sure you don't cut yourself on those rocks.
The edge.
No, really, they're sharp. Please stay away from them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally
please,
jagged
seriously.
rocks. Just
Yeah, just please don't. All right, everyone. I know this was a shorter session, but it was better than no session this week. We will be back next Friday with a full session, and we look forward to seeing you guys then. I will not be streaming Friday or Saturday. I will be away in the forest hitting people with padded swords. Okay. Getting hit by people with padded swords. Let's be honest here.
And giving away potions.
Giving away potions. Listen, I don't need to be called out like this.
I think you do.
And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Until then, everyone, take care of yourselves, be kind to everyone, and have a safe weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.